The interim government of Bangladesh, led by Muhammad Yunus, keeps delaying elections. The government has also banned former ruling party Awami League from contesting the polls. Hello guys, I am Annu Kaushik, and to discuss these issues, I am being joined by Saddam Hussain, the national president of Chhatra League, which is Awami League's student wing. Hello Saddam, welcome to my channel Justin by Annu.
Thank you for connecting me.
So I'll begin by asking you, what's your take on the decision of the Yunus government to delay the elections?
You know that election is never a priority of Inus government. So talking about elections, delaying elections, talking about reforms is just a power consolidating tactic of in this regime. And you know that this government itself is not legal. It's not any sort of constitutional validity, any sort of legal basis, any sort of popular political public mandate. So the main aim of this government is consolidating power, and you know it can power by the blessing, supports, and violent activities of the fundamental groups of Bangladesh, linked with other terrorist organizations of other countries. So ensuring their demands, this is the priority of the government. So they are making just an illusion. They are just making an excuse to expanding their power. This is the main thing, because you know that to ensure a election, it is the government must be neutral. It's itself said that the government is interim, but this is the only interim government in the world maybe which has no legal basis, no constitutional validity. It is the only interim government in the world maybe which ultimately doesn't know about its duration. Actually, they can't say when the election will held, when the uh, people's representatives will come to power. And for ensuring an election, you know, the government must be neutral. It must have legal basis. It must have neutral characteristics. But this government itself, you know, that it banned one of the largest political party of Bangladesh, and it also the state itself is sponsored some political parties created. The people of Bangladesh called it the King's Party. So it gave blessings, gave bureaucratic support, gave financial support, and the state is not, you know, the taking policy decisions on the basis of greater political concerns. It is taking political decisions on giving favor to this newly constituted and still unregistered political party, NCP. So it is actually undermining election. It is undermining democracy. And you know that the law and order situation right now, if you this is such a government which cannot hold a you know that higher secondary certificate exam. It cannot hold due to mobocracy, due to lawlessness, due to reigns of terror, and it cannot help regular activities. It cannot do its routine activities. The you know that the secretariat has been shut down. The primary school teachers, they are on the movement, and the authority of law is, you know, that totally a joke right now in Bangladesh, because anyone can do anything, anyone can punish anything, and also to maintain election, you need the judiciary to be neutral, to be independent, to be constitutionally mandated. But right now there is no judiciary. You know how they changed the Supreme Court judges just by showing the power of the mobocracy. And right now the judiciary right now in Bangladesh is an extensive part of the executive. So what direction is given to the judiciary? They are giving their verdict as per the wishes, as per the directions, as per the advantages, as per the comfort zone. Maintaining comfort zone of the executive is the primary concern of the judiciary right now. So there is no actually freedom of the judiciary. There is no neutrality of the administration. There is no. It is a totally lawless state. There is chaos. There is instability. everywhere, and people's, that people's are feared for, for applying their rights. The right now there is no rights to the people of Bangladesh other than the right to support the government. If you do not support the government, you do not have any sort of right in Bangladesh. You are unsafe. Your life can be threatened. You can be a victim of mobocracy. Your life can become at risk. And so when there is no options, even in cyber space, that this fascist government took such steps, which we can say textbook example of fascist regime, that if you say something for support of Bangladesh Awami League, and if you say something, some sort of discussion regarding Awami League and its characteristics, its future, its promise, its achievements, or any sort of constructive criticism, it is also, as per the law of this regime, this is a crime. You are supporting Awami League, it is a crime. You are that this is your political choice, this is your individual choice, but you cannot do that. So this is the right now. This is the situation in Bangladesh. So in a country where people's voice is not heard, in a country where fear is actually ruling the society, in a country where intimidation is directing the way of the political landscape, so election can be held on that environment. It is totally baseless. It is just, I think, derogatory to the current actual situation. And when the peoples do not believe in the state mechanism, in the law and order situation, and when they do not have any sort of right to express, even you can think anything outside the thinking pattern of the government. So how can you give actually, your how can you apply your voting right? How can you choice as per your wish? So there is no choice of the choice of the people. Right now, there is only choice you have is the choice of the government. You will comply with them, you will surrender to them, and then you have some sort of rights. So it is just a fascist regime, and no fascist regime is capable of that ensuring election. So delaying election, giving that they are saying from December to June. Actually, it is not December to June. It is actually December to infinity. Because election is not their priority. There is no capability. Also, there is no actual goal to having elections, because restoring power, giving power to the people's representative, it is not the aim of this current government.
Now, this delay in holding polls is not going down well with political parties. So, will Muhammad Yunus resign? Do you think he will resign?
He must go, because for restoring democracy, for ensuring stability in Bangladesh, there is no other option to the people of Bangladesh other than other than this government must go. So I think it is an obvious truth, and it is people's determination, and not from a partisan outlook. It is there is growing consensus regarding this issue that this government is not capable of restoring stability or giving democratic spaces. Also, facing the challenges of extremism and other things, giving security to the people, and the decision taken by this government, that it actually what achieved Bangladesh through decades by their political struggles, by their fights, by the democratization of the institutions, and that protecting democratic and liberal values. Everything is at stake right now. So for the greater sake of democracy, for the security of the people of Bangladesh, Yunus must go, Yunus must resign. And it is also true, as per if you see the traits of personal traits, characteristics, events of Dr. Yunus, he even in the 2011, 12, 13, he, as per the law, he had to retire from the MD post of Grameen Bank, and he himself thought of himself above the law. He said that he got a Nobel Peace Prize. He is above the law. No, he got indemnity. He got impunity. No one can question his authority. So at that time also he didn't, he didn't resign from the post. He didn't, though his, the duration has come to an end. So at this time also in 2007, there when the army back government took power in Bangladesh, at that time also he said that he want power for a longer period of time. It is, it is his confession. So and this time also from the after, in the early days of August September, he was saying that he will stay in power for 3 years, 4 years, for an indefinite period, or maybe for his inner wishes being in power as he wants, befitting. If you and the current situation, not from only democratic approaches, or there are some other issues also. The recent issues of human corridor, and the issues of Chittagong ports. And this human corridor issue is giving, that corridors by using the land of Bangladesh. He giving spaces to a supply chain system, this is this is a decision who is ultimately risking our sovereignty. This is a decision who is ultimately risking our land, our own security, and the safety of our people. And he even in this case, he even did not, discuss with the military, discuss with the concerned political parties, did not discuss with the civil society. And this is the interim government. It is itself called itself interim government, uh, and it is taking taking such sort of decisions which is related with our independence, which is related with our sovereignty, which is related with our national security, and he is undermining our national security for his own personal political interests, for ensuring his duration, for increasing his power, for for the consolidation of power is the only tactics UNUS have. That's why he is giving human corridor without consulting the people. He is not the the people's leader. He is not the representative of the people. There is no electoral mandate. So how can he decide? Is it possible in any other country someone declared itself the government, and it will take decision as far it wants? So this is democracy is a joke to Fascist Yunus actually, and they are taking such sort of decisions which are derogatory to our to the people's sovereignty, to our national security, and such other decisions also. That the there is challenge of fundamentalism. There is security threat from the regional terrorist organizations, and it got blessings. Bangladesh became a safe haven of terrorism right now. Bangladesh became a safe haven of extremist activities. And that's why the stability is that stability of Bangladesh is now in a dangerous position. And he's in every steps taken by him ultimately that the deteriorating the situation. So and if you see the other concerned offices, concerned matters in Bangladesh right now, there is no women's security, minorities are in danger, the secretariat in protest, primary school teachers, the schools are shut down. That the industrial system has been totally collapsed. Our GDP, that our gross GDP, it is lowest in the last 36 years. Right now, it is 3.3%. Whatever, when Bangladesh Awami League was in power, they continuously maintained a 6%, 7% GDP. Our unemployment rate, our inflation is over 9%. It is the highest in South Asia. And unemployment rate is increasing day by day. The students, if you see the matters of the students are, that the only destiny students have after becoming, after completing their graduation, they will be jobless. There is no, no option of private jobs as industries become collapsed. And the government jobs, it is not merit based right now. It is just that they are appointing politically. They are they are also their students were for quota reformation during July, August, and right now they are preserving quota for the so-called movement. They are preserving quota in the government jobs, in the educational institutions, and whatnot. So actually, I think the scenario in Bangladesh, there is no academic freedom of the teachers, academicians, journalists. That situation of the journalism in Bangladesh. There is no freedom of speech. Hundreds of journalists are in prison. There are lots of cases against the journalists. Every editor has been changed as per their wishes, and government threatened all the time that only the government, that only the government narratives can be published in the newspapers. No dissenting voice can be heard in Bangladesh right now. So if you see the situation, there is no other option it is not as I am an activist of some political party, for restoring democracy, for restoring peace and stability in Bangladesh, and for the people's voice to be heard in Bangladesh. This government must resign, this government must go, and democracy must be restored.
Now, will Sheikh Hasina return to active politics?
Obviously, that Sheikh Hasina is the only hope for restoring democracy. And that the Sheikh Hasina, her life is evolving around struggle against the military rurals, struggle against fundamental segments, and struggle others evil forces. And Sheikh Hasina is the only hope left for the people of Bangladesh. And because she is actually the custodian of democracy for the people of Bangladesh. And her achievement during her, she continuously elected by the people of Bangladesh. And people see the development factors under Awami League government. Sheikh Hasina is the only prime minister in the democratic world who achieved the Millennium Development Goals, Sustainable Development Goals regarding women empowerment, whether it is political empowerment, civil empowerment, rights empowerment. Sheikh Hasina was champion for women's empowerment, and also for ensuring minority rights, minority security, for a culturally harmonious position. Sheikh Hasina was the liberal voice of this, Muslim world also. And she was the voice of climate change and the model of Bangladesh for fighting against extremism, for fighting against fundamentalism, for giving no space to the extremist part. Sheikh Hasina pioneered herself, and Sheikh Hasina successfully led Bangladesh to make the people safe, and liberal values, democratic approaches, and constitutionality, rule of law, due process maintained by her. And if you watched her, the economic achievements regarding our countries, when she took power in 2000. He got elected in 2008 and came to power in 2009. At that time, the per capita income of Bangladesh was below 900 USD. And when she, in 2024, it goes around 3,000 US dollar. Our, our reserve has been increased. Our, the electrification rate was previously 40%. It was done 100% by her ruling. And if you see the digitalization in Bangladesh, only 50 lakhs people maybe use maybe under the the digital spaces for regarding the issues of using internet. And when after her 15, 16 years positive rulings, and it reached more than 13 crore people involved in that digital connectivity regarding these issues. Every meters, whether it is social development index, whether it is human development index, whether it is women empowerment, whether it is whether it is infrastructure development, she was regarded as a hero, or she was regarded as a champion for infrastructure development, huge infrastructure development, and her steps, that her insight, her courage, her commitment for empowerment of the people, for the development of Bangladesh. He development on the basis of democracy, development on the basis of vision. She was regarded as a champion. Whatever political party you do in Bangladesh, people in her heart, in her deep heart, believe that Sheikh Hasina did many things for the people of Bangladesh in whatever matters related with the stats and her social safety net. That regarding the disadvantaged people, regarding the poor people, regarding the women's rural area peoples, the social security net make Bangladesh a welfare, make Bangladesh in a way of becoming a that model welfare state by her regime, and also there are democratic spaces for other political parties. So Sheikh Hasina was the champion, is a champion for the people of Bangladesh, and she is the only hope remain right now, and not have to return in politics. She is right now, that the inspiration for restoring democracy. She is the inspiration of that fighting for democracy. She is in the prayers of the people of Bangladesh, and the people of, and I personally believe, I do believe that the people obviously will ensure a greatest comeback of Sheikh Hasina.
Now, there have been widespread attacks on Hindus after the fall of the Sheikh Hasina government. Do you think that the UNUS government has failed to protect minorities?
Yes, that the if you watched closely the characteristics of this government, it got some sort of blessings to those who are in favor of making it a religious state. It will preserve rights for on basis of religious identity. So this is, the declared or undeclared position of the government. And if you see that according to the reports of Associated Press, more than 2,000 documented attacks on the Hindus and other minorities in Bangladesh after 5 August. There, that the mandir has been attacked, their home has been vandalized, their property has been looted, and their job has been, as per the wish of the government, they declared void many jobs of the Hindu and other minority peoples. So, and whenever the government didn't take any sort of initiatives to challenge these issues, to to punish and to apply the rule of the land, and they all the time, not other officers, not other personals, the illegal interim government chief himself said, when there was attack on Hindus, when there was attack on minorities, when there was attack on indigenous people, he said, that he said repeatedly and shamelessly that these are for political cause. Hindus got attacked. He said, why they support Awami League? As because that he will determine what support can be done by people. These sort of things are happening right now. And by saying this, he's actually ignoring the causes. He's actually, invoking the situations, and the other fundamental groups sponsored by the state itself and directed by the government itself, and inaction, that the prescribed inaction of the law and order officers, personals, and every time there was attack, and there's many cases where they have been killed, their home has been vandalized, and got injuries. And right now, that the uh, Chinmay Berua, who is a uh, vocal for the minority rights, she has been he has been for the last few months without nobody in the world on Bangladesh knows what is his crime actually. What did he wrong actually? And he did not get the chance of taking lawyers for representing himself in the courts. And there, that without any actual charges, he is in the prison months after months. So whenever you are trying to raise the issues, they will try to silencing your voices. So there are attacks, there are continuous attacks, there is still attacks. In few days ago in Joshua, that more than 20 to 30 houses totally had been burned by this states, by this state sponsored groups actually. So there are attacks, and there is also more than this. Another dangerous situation is there is a ecosystem of fear. There is an environment of fear, intimidation, threat to the minority people, to the Hindu people, to the indigenous people. And they got attacked every time, and there is always a chance of getting attacked again and again. And the state is not assuring their safety. They are continuously assuring that the safety will be given to the criminals who will be the attacker. They will get all sort of state blessings. They will not become under rule or under law. They will not get punished. Moreover, they will somehow get promoted, get prized in their respective careers. So this is actually the scenario in Bangladesh. And not only that, he is that doing business. He's doing meetings. He's doing political consensus with those groups who are involved with these minority attacks, who are involved with these communal attacks. Who are the gangs of criminal? They are the bunch of friends to this fascist UNUS regime. So, that for ensuring the security of the people of Bangladesh, for ensuring the minority rights, I think restoration of democracy is obvious. And right now, Bangladesh is a textbook example of gross human right violation. Bangladesh is a textbook example of atrocities to the minorities. Bangladesh is a textbook example of state-sponsored extremist and militant activities.
A close aide of Muhammad Yunus called for the occupation of the northeast part of India. How do you see these remarks?
Oh, this is dangerous remarks, and it is also that he is prioritizing his personal agenda over the national interest of the people of Bangladesh. It is I condemn these comments. This is totally unacceptable. It is factually misleading and also dangerously provocative. It not only that the relationship between India and Bangladesh, it is based on cooperation, harmony, shared history, shared sacrifice, uh, trade, and other people-centric relationship is the basis of Bangladesh-India relationship. Both the people of both the countries, that get benefited from the decision taken by the India-Bangladesh relationship. And right now, as he's relying on the religious card, as he's relying on the anti-Indian card, he's chanting that unacceptable comments. And this is just a cover-up mission to cover up his domestic failures. For making an excuse to his domestic failure, he is trying to appeasing the fundamental groups, and by playing anti-Indian card, he is trying to destabilize the situation and ensuring his power, consolidating his power, and the making the people puzzled. This is the main thing right now for this government. And also, if you see the matters from the perspective of national sovereignty and in the security and safety of the people of Bangladesh, it also somehow affected the people of Bangladesh. He himself, being a illegal interim chief, And he is saying such sort of languages, comments, and he is, that he is dissolving the diplomatic standard rules. He is saying some things which is ultimately inconsistent with destabilizing the regional harmony. And it ultimately, that invites external interference to our own country. Because if you are saying something which is ultimately derogatory for other countries' sovereignty, it will affect your country also. The peoples of Bangladesh, that they believes in a greater relationship, better relationship, cooperation between India and Bangladesh. And regarding, that the Awami League government led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina with the friendship with the Indian government, Bangladesh and India both solve the complex issues on the basis of mutual cooperation, on the basis of friendship, whether it is the land disputes, whether it is the sea levels, whether it is related with the trade cooperation. Everything was solved in a diplomatic way, and both the people of both the country was benefited from this by trade confederation, by energy cooperation, by cultural cooperation, by the research shares in every aspects. Awami League and Bangladesh, followers of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, believes in mutual cooperation, harmony, peace, and stability, and for ensuring for ensuring the rights of the people, for ensuring the development of the country. Regional harmony, stability is a must-needed thing. So ultimately, the comments made by this illegal interim chief, it is that it jeopardizes the regional stability, peaceful and harmonious situation, and it is making the way for transitional work all over this region. So I think this sort of comments is against the wish of the people of Bangladesh, and this sort of comments is threatening regional peace and stability.
So that'll be all. Thank you for speaking with me, Saddam.
Thank you for having me.